Since the dawn of time, there have been dolls, and, of course, children who play it, we could say, a lot. With the release of the Barbie movie, the doll gained a new and fascinating dimension. Today, we are going to explore the most played Barbie directly from the Barbie movie. Did Mattel capture the original essence of Barbie and the film's message of diversity, or did the marketed doll lose authenticity? Let's dive into this and other questions after the intro. In the 2023 Barbie movie, stereotypical Barbie, played by Margot Robbie, undergoes drastic changes in her appearance and behavior, leading her to an existential crisis. To face these transformations and seek answers, she decides to look for someone with more experience. Naturally, she finds Weird Barbie, a version of the doll that has been modified and mistreated over time, and who, due to her life experiences, offers the necessary guidance and support to help stereotypical Barbie cope with her new reality. Although many dolls were released for the Barbie movie, Weird Barbie was not initially available. Responding to collectors' demand, Mattel decided to launch a special edition of the doll under the made-to-order model. In the made-to-order model, the doll is not shipped immediately after purchase. Instead, orders are placed in advance, and each doll is produced according to demand. For example, this doll was delivered almost a year after the purchase. The doll is displayed with one leg raised, a choice that references the character's own condition, having been heavily played with and presenting loose joints. In the movie, Weird Barbie is like this because she was intensely used. Her owner adored her but played with her energetically. As a result, the doll is all twisted out of shape, reflecting her journey of intense use and transformation over time. This world appearance symbolizes both the affection and creativity with which she was treated and the marks left by this experience, making her a unique representation of childish affection. An interesting fact is that during the movie, it's revealed that Weird Barbie actually belongs to Gloria. When Gloria is cutting the doll's hair and making other modifications, the letters of the name Gloria are placed vertically on the left side of the screen, confirming that we are in the character's room. The background of the packaging, there is a backdrop representing Barbie's house. Although it may seem like a minor detail, for collectors, every aspect is important, and Mattel could have been more attentive to this. In the scene where the doll is wearing this outfit, she is not in Barbie's house but in her own, before stereotypical Barbie's journey to the real world. This setting, therefore, does not correspond to the context of the scene and represents a deviation from the faithful representation of the character. Weird Barbie's style, like her dream house, deviates from the usual standards and merges with her creative personality. She is the only doll that has been socially excluded, living on the outskirts of Barbieland in a house with crooked angles and mismatched colors. Weird Barbie makes us rethink our notions of beauty and value, presenting a character that challenges the traditional and prevailing concepts of beauty, fashion, and behavior associated with the classic Barbie image. In the box, there is a certificate of authenticity on a stand. The certificate, although simple and made of ordinary paper, guarantees the doll's authenticity. The stand was positioned behind the doll. It is a waist model with a transparent rod and pink paint. Initially, from the image, I thought the boots would be made of somewhat rigid plastic. To my surprise, the boots are made of material that simulates leather, and both the material and the pattern mimic snakeskin in shades of yellow and black. The high boot design with a thick heel is beautiful and helps build the image of a more fearless character. However, the material is poor. Theoretically, it could be fox leather, but it feels very thin and I think it will deteriorate over time. Weird Barbie dress features an interesting design characteristic of the most played Barbie. The predominant color is pink, a classic color associated with Barbie. But what really catches the eye are the multicolored abstract art elements on the front of the dress. This mix of colors not only makes the dress visually appealing, but also reflects the playful nature of Weird Barbie. The abstract art patterns are applied in a way that evokes children's drawings and scribbles. At the back, the dress opens with 3 plastic snap buttons. The material is very poor. To the touch, it feels like canvas or plastic. It is really of low quality. Moreover, it seems poorly constructed. While I was handling the dress, it was already noticeable that the printed colored patterns were peeling off the fabric. Really very disappointing. Underneath the dress, there is another piece that uses steel to add volume and finish to the main piece. It has a Velcro opening at the back. Inside this piece, there is a bar signature line label. There is also a pair of leggings made of stretchy fabric, with no opening. I decided not to remove this piece for a simple reason. The leggings have a glue that keeps them stretched and inside the boots, and I prefer to keep them this way to preserve the original look. The puff sleeves with wide skirt with teal details evoke the style of classic doll clothes, contributing to build the visual history of the character. In the movie, because she was played with Juliet, her hair was cut unevenly. Painting crayons cover her face and other parts. Her dress is full of stains, and this is reproduced on the doll. Her hair is blonde with a lot of gel and an inverted mullet style, giving the impression that it was styled with fissures, despite being well arranged for a doll that should represent having been styled by a child. The tips of the hair, dyed in bright colors, indicate that this Barbie has already been handled by some little femme. In the movie, the doll is portrayed by Kate McKinnon, but the face sculpt is not inspired by the actress. Mattel released a one-of-a-kind doll with a face sculpt based on Kate McKinnon, but generally speaking, many other dolls from the movie used existing faces from the Barbie line. The face sculpt chosen for this doll was the Carnival. Interestingly, this was the same face used for the doll inspired by the Glorious character. Despite this, I think the characterization helped separate the doll's identity as well. Although the face was not specifically created for the actress, the painting and characterization work is well done and captures the essence of the character from the movie. The makeup subtle, with eyeliner and more intense pink lipstick on the slightly open mouth. The face is adorned with colorful scribbles and markings, indicating that the doll has been well played. Although these details are not an exact reproduction of those seen in the movie, they effectively convey an image of a more used and worn doll, which is crucial to portray the character as an experienced guru among the dolls. In the movie, when Ken returns from the real world, he implements patriarchy, and all the Barbies undergo a sort of brainwashing. Weird Barbie, having been played with and worn out, acquired a kind of wisdom. She is resistant to patriarchy precisely because she has been gone through many experiences. Weird Barbie is the wise woman, the psychiatrist, the priestess of Barbland. The doll was designed by Harvey Armide, and I think he did an excellent job. Some critics have questioned Mattel's decision to release the Weird Barbie doll, arguing that the commercialized version of the doll does not capture the true weirdness of the character from the movie. They suggest that Mattel softened the doll's appearance, making her more conventional and therefore less faithful to the original representation of the character. The made-to-move articulated body captures the essence of the doll, which was heavily played with and has relaxed or loose joints. During the movie, this feature is highlighted as the doll assumes unusual positions, reflecting her intense use. The choice of the articulated body not only honors display history but also offers collectors the opportunity to pose her in unconventional ways, better representing the film. The doll has joints at the neck, shoulders, elbows, hands, bust, legs, thighs, knees, and feet. The elbow and knee joints are double jointed, allowing for greater bending angle. Some critics argued that making a Weird Barbie would make sense, as they consider it uncomfortable to release a new doll that represents a used and worn-out doll. They believe this loses the context and authenticity behind the original idea of Weird Barbie, which results from intense use and energetic play. For these critics, a new mass-produced doll cannot capture the essence of a doll that has gone through many transformations in a child's hands. However, this criticism does not take into account the role of collectible items. Weird Barbie, despite possible adaptation of her appearance, represents an opportunity for fans to connect with the move tangibly. The criticism tends to focus on the philosophical question of how Weird Barbie should have been portrayed in terms of play, but this perspective does not necessarily apply to a collectible item. For collectors and fans, the doll offers a way to celebrate and remember the message of diversity and acceptance that the character represents. The value of a collectible item often goes beyond its accuracy or relation to the original representation. It also ties to the emotional experience and meaning it carries for the audience. Thus, Weird Barbie, as a collectible item, continues to reflect the spirit of the film and allows fans to keep alive the message of inclusion that the character symbolizes. And you, do you think the doll should have been produced, or did Mattel miss the mark on this one? Comment below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to support the channel with your like and subscription for more content like this. A big kiss from the Big Collector.